Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm the Great Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Monday, April 24th, 2023. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Let's get the first 5 cards in our 5-card spread. First card that we're starting our day off with today, 3 of Cups in there, upright. We like to see this. So this is giving us a lot of positive energy, not just about ourselves, but specifically around the energy around us today. A feeling of celebration, a feeling of enjoyment, a feeling of luxury and pleasure, maybe even some work into leisurely or enjoyable activities today. But I like to see this on a Monday. We're starting the day off in a very good spirits. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The next card we have coming through in our 5-card spread, we do have a transverse here. Very intriguing, which is a Knight of Wands in its transverse. So let's discuss it. It's going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For masculine energy, we keep seeing that there is some communication that you are uncertain about. We've been seeing a lot of this uncertainty or this lack of confidence as it relates to some circumstances and situations over the last few days, both in the daily collective and in the cards of the day. And so we are seeing here that there is some type of general energy right now around masculine where they feel like overall the energy around them is moving into one that is feeling a bit more at ease, because we saw that there was a rejection of this easy energy a few days ago. But it is creating a moment of confusion as to how to communicate and to whom to communicate right now. While for feminine, this is a moment of orienting right now around a lot of energy around you that is moving in a place of pleasure, of enjoyment, of leisure, of joy, even in the face of some communication or some movement from a manifestation of masculine that may be feeling hot or cold, may be feeling uncertain, may be feeling like the communication, you almost have a sense that the communication is going to be coming in, but you're not necessarily seeing yet. This is kind of like a looming energy over something for feminine, while for masculine energy, this is just lying deeply in the point of uncertainty and decision as to how to communicate right now, or how to drive forward with your passion, or how to drive forward with your projects. Continuing to get clarification right now. Center card for today's spread is 3 of Pentacles. We've been seeing this card like crazy lately. So one of the things that we're seeing right now for both masculine and feminine energy, this is a moment of really trying to build strong foundations around you. A lot of concentration, a lot of intention in situations and circumstances, either building new foundations to things, creating new foundations, or shoring up the foundations of starts of things to make sure that they are secure. Now for feminine right now, we're seeing that a lot of this energy is coming through with the supportive energy around you right now, that you're feeling some sort of success or some moment that things are falling into place for you right now as you're building these new stable environments for yourself. Even in the face of some communication or some degree of capacity of masculine coming forward that may be feeling a bit more wishy-washy, doesn't necessarily seem to be getting that feminine energy off of their goals, off of their structure right now, almost recommitting in a sense to building their own stability, as we've been seeing with the feminine energy, even in the wake of some of this energy not coming through the way that they would hope. While for masculine right now, we are seeing that you are putting a lot of concentration and a lot of orientation in trying to create a new stable foundation for yourself, potentially feeling that there is some energy around you right now that is feeling supportive of you doing this, but it is creating some moment of uncertainty around yourself right now as it relates to communicating with outside parties, as it relates to communicating to build these foundations, even while there is this desire and need to do so. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The next card for our 5-card spread coming through right now is, there's that Magician in its reversal. I don't know if you got the memo, but we are in a retrograde period. We got this card just a few days ago. So again, a bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For masculine energy, one of the issues that's happening right now is while you have a lot of desire right now, a lot of concentration on creating these new solid foundations for yourself, and that there's a lot of energy around you right now that you may desire to communicate or move forward with on plans, we see here that there is some sort of stumbling block coming through as it relates to your own ability, feeling like you can tangibly do so. There is something that is limiting or blocking or preventing you from communicating the way that you would, moving forward on your desire, moving forward on your passion. And we feel that, and we see that a lot of this is creating a moment of doubt and uncertainty in your own ability to create these things for yourself at this moment. There is some anxiety here. There is some over concentration on the tools at your disposal, instead of building this concentration on remembering that you have the greatest key that you require to do these things, which is within you. While from feminine energy, we are seeing that while there is this energy right now that you are moving forward towards right now, you are using this as a point of celebration. You are recognizing that you are building the stability for yourself. You are feeling some frustration or some attention towards a masculine energy that you don't feel is coming forward in the most consistent fashion, or you're questioning their motivations, having a lot of serious concern that if the communication is coming through, you're not necessarily sure whether their motivations are honest or not. And this is giving some anxiety potentially around some of that energy coming towards you right now. This can also sometimes speak towards some anxieties as it relates, or concerns as it relates to manipulation. So what we are seeing is, while feminine is putting a lot of orientation and concentration on building this stability and support for themselves right now, they are very cautious about the masculine energy that is not potentially coming forward in a consistent fashion, really looking at it and asking what its motivations or intentions are, and putting a very serious eye in terms of like whether the energy is feeling more manipulative, or it's moving forward in a way that like chooses its own desires versus something else. So this could be feeling like some of the anxiety point for feminine energy right now. The final card for the first 5 of the spread, the final card before we get clarification on these cards right now, is this is the ending of a period of transformation. We're experiencing some of that easement coming through, right? We're seeing that here with the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. There are new foundations being built. There is a new sense of joy coming through in this, but it is still a little hairy because this transformation isn't absolutely wrapped up yet. It is drawing to a close. It is reaching that point of completion, but it is not entirely there, but it is very, very close. And so that's where we're still seeing a little bit of this uncertainty coming through. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, clarification between our 3 of Cups and our Knight of Wands in its transverse. So for feminine, this is having a moment of enjoyment, really enjoying the energy around you, finding a lot of this camaraderie, finding a lot of this energy to give you a cause of celebration right now. Being a little uncertain around some of the masculine energy potentially coming towards you right now, either with your own doubts and concerns about the motivations driving this masculine energy, or the fact that this masculine energy is not coming forward in a consistent way, or something is making you kind of unsure about where this energy falls, maybe even feeling some communication or planning blockages around this energy. May I please have one card to clarify? While for masculine right now, this could be feeling a lot of desire to move forward into a point of success, feeling that there is some positive things on the horizon for you, but feeling a bit of uncertainty and inability on how to bring them into fruition, or how to communicate, or how to drive forward with your passion. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the 6 of Cups in its reversal. Why is everybody being so cautious around each other? Well, let me tell you, it is due to concerns about whether these are healed or unhealed karmic energies. For feminine right now, there is a moment that's kind of not paying a lot of attention, putting a lot of concentration towards this masculine energy right now that's coming towards them. Why? Because feminine's moving in a space right now where they've got a lot of positive karmic connections, giving them a degree and level of support and enjoyment right now. And a lot of this energy that is coming through as uncertain to them. There is a serious anxiety around whether this is a healed or unhealed karmic connection. Whether this energy is already giving some kind of recognition point that it is not in a place that can be a positive karmic connection, but potentially moving into one that is feeling unhealed due to the fact that the communication isn't necessarily perfect, or having some doubts about the intentionality of this energy and why it is coming forward, whether it is serving its own desires and its own needs, or whether it has a deeper attention towards the long-term goals and the long-term future of the connection. While for masculine right now, there is a lot of orientation towards the same. This could even be masculine having a point of uncertainty and anxiety as it relates to communicating to not one, but potentially multiple other avenues right now of energy. Some of the reason experiencing a bit of this blockage right now is looking at some of this energy it's planning on moving forward or communicating towards. Thank you so much for the gift. And really asking whether these are connections that are going to be positive karmic connections in their life right now, or if they are in a space that they are unhealed, potentially distracting or moving the masculine away from their ultimate goals and purposes. Continuing to get clarification now on these cards right now, clarification between our Knight of Wands in its transverse and our Three of Pentacles. A moment right now that for masculine could be feeling a moment of uncertainty as it relates to something that you are building to try to build a strong foundation around yourself. This could be feeling the need or the desire to build a strong foundation right now, masculine, but some uncertainty as it relates to where, to how, to who. Right? The desire is there. The ability and the planning in order to do so is what is causing this moment of doubt or uncertainty or limitation. While for feminine, this is a moment that you are putting a lot of concentration in building this stability for yourself right now, with or without the masculine energy into consideration. What we're really seeing here is, regardless for the feminine of whether this energy comes forward or not, feminine is creating something for themselves right now that is much more stable and secure, potentially because it does not require the masculine energy to be a part of it, because the masculine energy that they're experiencing is coming through, frankly, as pretty fickle or doubting their motivations. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with our King of Swords in its reversal. Ooh, masculine, this is going to feel like a bit of rough energy for you today, because what we're really seeing here is, while there is something in your life right now that seems to be moving into a point or degree of more seriousness, there is some kind of driving ability. Something is coming into a place of getting a bit more secure, getting a bit more stable. But we see that this is actually creating a moment of deep anxiety in you, that there is something that you are pausing, you are moving, you are holding off before going into this deeper degree of seriousness, this deeper degree of building the security around yourself, because potentially there is anxiety as to whether this is the right choice for you. And that lack of confidence is coming through as a lack of action. That is, even though you do have a degree and desire to build a foundation, you're having this moment of doubt in this moment about whether or not you want to proceed to do so. While for feminine energy, what we're really seeing right now is, again, a deep concentration, a deep certainty in building a strong foundation for yourself. Specifically, as I said, because something about the masculine energy around you right now feels really fickle. You're not necessarily sure about its motivations in reaching out or connecting to you. And you are interpreting that right now. And I have to point out, for some of the feminines right now, this is either a singular masculine energy, or it could also be two manifestations of masculine. This could certainly be a singular manifestation of masculine. For some of the feminines here, this is going to be feeling like a masculine energy that you feel is vacillating or not coming forward in a consistent fashion. And you are identifying that as a lack of confidence and a lack of an ability to put any kind of degree of of trust or ensurement in this energy because of the lack of confidence that you're potentially witnessing around it as you continue to move forward and build the stability for yourself. For other feminines right now, this could literally be having more than one masculine energy around you right now. But guess what? Either they're not great at communicating, or they're fickle in terms of coming forward, or you're feeling like they've just completely pulled away because there is some fear or some lack of confidence around the other one. And that's kind of looking at both of them being like, forget it. I don't need either one of you right now. I'm just going to keep on concentrating on building the stability. So the message is kind of the same for feminine right now, regardless of whether it's two or one or more than two. Continue again. Unhealed, right? The unhealed karmic connections. Continuing to get clarification. Oh, this is already becoming such a retrograde read. Continuing to get clarification right now between our Three of Pentacles and the Magician in its reversal. So for feminine and masculine right now, and again, based on the cards that we're seeing here, is going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you're aligned to feminine or masculine energy. For masculine energy, this is giving a little energy of cold feet. For masculine energy, masculines, you may be feeling a bit of cold feet right now. Having a moment of seeing some security on the horizon, seeing some ability to build this security around you right now, but feeling that caution, feeling that anxiety, asking if this is the right place, asking if this is the right thing that you want to commit to right now with the Magician in the reversal, putting a lot of attention in terms of the tools around you and what you're creating, if whether this is the right thing, if this is the right approach. This is what's creating all of this blockage for you right now. Feeling that moment of uncertainty, doubting your own ability to create what you want with the tools that you're around right now, or the people, or the circumstances, or the situation. Creating this moment of doubt for yourself, feeling it very tangibly, maybe even feeling some fear and anxiety as it relates to it right now. While for feminine, this is putting a lot of concentration right now in what you are creating, pulling a lot of that energy around you right now that feels like it is supporting you in what you are creating for yourself, and being very cautious around some of the energy around you right now that's coming towards you, because you are potentially experiencing it as something that could be feeling like it is more manipulative, that it may somehow mess up what you are trying to create for yourself. And feeling the anxiety of that energy potentially interrupting the stability that you are aiming for in this moment. May I please have one card to clarify? I'm a little worried about what the card will be. Okay. Thank you. So again, this is a anxiety around ideal partnerships. For masculine, what we're really seeing right now is some of this uncertainty that you're having, is that you are really wanting to make sure that you align with the right type of partnership energy. It doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, though this is giving a lot of romantic vibes. This could be any partnership right now, masculine, that you are putting, that has a heavy degree of consideration or importance in your life right now. And there's something about those moving into a space of deeper stability and security, that something is getting more grounded in them, but it is creating this moment of doubt for you right now because there's such an orientation and concentration, making sure that the partnership is one that feels like it is an equal give and take. This is why the masculine is being so cautious right now. Continuing to get clarification for feminine right now, what we are really seeing is this is a moment that you are putting a lot of attention in creating something for yourself right now, building that stability and security for yourself, being very conscientious on who, to whom, and to what energy you allow in as you build this degree of support and stability for yourself right now, being very cautious about energy that may necessarily be coming in with a degree or a desire that is not aligned to you right now, or maybe even feeling like something more manipulative, because feminine is also working on making sure that they are moving into an equal partnership in anything that they are creating right now. And they're being very mindful in making sure that partnership is equal. And let's be honest, with these cards, the way we're seeing it, some deep concerns and anxiety around the energy approaching feminine right now from the masculine side, about whether they are actually going to be able to fulfill this equal role, or if they're proving to be in a place where they're not necessarily able to step up to this degree. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Magician in its reversal in combination with the Death card in its reversal. So a moment right now that could be feeling a bit frustrating for both feminine and masculine energy. Having some anxiety, this degree and desire for wanting to create something right now. Having this potential moment of doubt or anxiety on one's own ability to do so, being very mindful of the energy around you as well right now in the process of this, but also experiencing a moment that there is a period of transformation that is drawing to a close. And there's something here that is allowing for a cycle to reach a point of completion, even as you're having some of this anxiety, potentially even this anxiety that you're feeling being built on some deeper insights that you've received during this transformation process that you are now in the midst of coming out of. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands. There's some anxiety here about what the long-term implications and actions are. Again, there's some concerns right now about what, not necessarily even like what's happening in the immediate present, but there's feeling like there is some blockage about like what those long-term goals are, what that planning is. Some anxiety as it relates not necessarily into the immediate moment, but trying to build some of this clarification. And right now what we're really seeing is anything that isn't allowing for that clarification in terms of like where something is going, what it looks like, what it's going to look like, having that perspective, that blockage is where we're starting to see that moment of doubt, even as you come out of this transformation process. Let's continue to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between the Six of Cups in its reversal in combination with the King of Swords in its reversal. It's going to feel different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. A lot of concentration right now, potentially focused towards some unhealed karmic connections. These are connections that you feel potentially deeply drawn to, but you are recognizing in some way, shape, or form that they're not allowing you an equal ability to heal the connection, but you're still feeling that pull towards them right now. For masculine right now, there's something about these energetic connections that you are feeling tangibly right now, but something about feeling the connection is putting you in a space of deep lack of confidence, that there's almost something about being in connection, still feeling this unhealed karmic connection. It's not empowering you. It's draining you. It's making you feel like uncertain, unconfident. You may even potentially want to kind of go forward to heal these or try to figure out a way through them because you're clearly being affected by them, but you are feeling a profound degree of uncertainty and confusion and lack of confidence as to what to do about them. While for feminine right now, there is an observation around the fact that you feel that there is potentially an unhealed karmic connection where you feel the draw, you feel the pull towards a manifestation of masculine that simply is showing you in some way, shape, or form that they do not have the confidence required in order to heal the connection. They're not stepping forward. They're not coming forward from that place of power. They may even be moving away from it or running from it, because this can be a card that indicates a lot of fear or anxiety. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification. Oh, it was a spinner. We like where it spun. We like where it spun. So again, a feeling a little turned around because I feel like there has been a bit of a shift considering this card just spun. But what we're really seeing here, and this is the problem here, my friends, is that everyone's gotten a bit clearer on what it is that they truly want. Something about this experience with the unhealed karmic energy has actually created, which is what we kind of want from these things, a point of clarification for both masculine and feminine energy in terms of what it is that they truly want to go after. Their eyes are clear. There's been a point of, because these energies are probably not in immediate connection to each other, it's required them to go inward. And in that journey of going inward, they have isolated and secured what it is that they truly want within. And they are no longer moving from a place of being disillusioned or confused. Their perception on what they're going after right now is very clear. The problem is, where the energies find themselves in this moment in terms of knowing what is clear. Because what we're almost seeing here is masculine now has a moment that they're recognizing that they understand what it is that they truly want, what they truly want to go forward on. But masculine, you're also feeling potentially a huge degree of lack of confidence in order to do so, because something about the connection, or something about the karmic connection connected to the thing that you're going after right now, you realize is in a profoundly unhealed space. And recognizing that you understand that the thing you're going after right now is in a profoundly unhealed space is creating a huge degree of anxiety or concern for you in terms of what to do about it. You see now what you want. You just can't necessarily go after it to the same degree that you would ideally desire right now. While for feminine energy, what we're seeing here is this is a moment where you have gone through an experience with a masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to, where you have had to go through an experience where you have had to recognize that there is an unhealed karmic connection. You feel the pull towards this energy right now, potentially of a masculine, that you recognize that you cannot heal the connection because the energy is showing you in some way, shape, or form that it does not have the confidence, that it does not have the stability in order to put in the effort to heal the connection. And this experience has led you to a gnosis point. It's led you to a point of a deeper understanding in your own self and what it is that you're truly trying to achieve, which is why we see the feminine right now moving so clearly and specifically towards their own stability at this moment. While for masculine, this is more of a journey going inwards on the self, to really have to kind of face and find your own fear, to find your own confidence in this moment as a result of some of these unhealed karmic connections. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our King of Swords in its reversal and our Two of Cups. Going to feel a lot different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now. For masculine, recognizing this desire, this degree of wanting to come into equal partnership, does not necessarily need to be around romantic partnerships, certainly can be. Making sure, having this degree, having some opportunities, you see a lot of focus on equality, on balanced partnerships, finding balanced partnership energy, but also feeling some degree or uncertainty and lack of confidence as it relates to being able to interpret which ones of those are. Recognizing that this lack of confidence is coming from within and it is mirroring without. While for feminine right now, this could be feeling the frustration or the desire right now to want to come into a balanced partnership, but also having a lot of attention potentially directed towards a manifestation of that masculine right now that you feel is either not appearing, not coming towards you in the degree that you would desire, or showing some capacity of lack of confidence around the connection or the partnership. Again, doesn't need to be romantic, but it certainly can be. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with Sun in its reversal. This is sad. Like literally, I don't mean that I don't mean this is sad. I mean, it's making both energies sad. It is not a point of happiness for both energy, which is interesting because this is going to feel very bittersweet, because while there are some things right now that are requiring some point of celebration, it is this concentration around partnership right now that everyone's feeling a little bit of energy around, because there's some doubts about whether there is some partnership ability here. For masculine energy right now, there is some anxiety around your own perception, around your own confidence about going into an equal partnership. That's creating some moments of doubt and fear within yourself. And that is what is creating a point of anxiety, even with this potentially being something that is either immediately present or the option or opportunity is there. While for feminine energy right now, there is potentially some partnership that you've got some concentration on right now, but you are recognizing that the masculine energy in one way, shape, or form does not seem to be coming forward with the degree of excitement or the degree of certainty that you might ideally aspire to hope to see in that. And that is also creating this moment of uncertainty or sadness, or feeling some level or degree of diminishment on the positive that could be out in this situation because of the uncertainty of some of this energy. either within for masculine or without for feminine. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, clarification between our Two of Cups in combination with the Three of Wands and its reversal. So a lot of focus right now, a lot of concentration towards the idea of equal partnership, but also similarly feeling some frustration as it relates to those same partnership possibilities coming through in your life right now. Doesn't need to be romantic, can be any sort of partnership right now, because while the partnership opportunity is there, there's a lot of gray area. There's some sort of blockage about whether it's going to come about or what the future looks like or how it's going to play out. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with a lack of communication. Retrograde. It's the retrograde. Welcome to the retrograde. So this is it. There's communication blockages. There's planning blockages. There's confusions. There's potentially no communication around some partnership possibility or some partnership that you're feeling either metaphysically connected to right now or practically in the practical space connected to. And it's the lack of tangible planning, the lack of communication that is creating this degree or capacity of not being able to see like what's going to be happening next. So while there's a lot of orientation towards these partnerships, there's a lot of frustration around them too, because the desire's there, but what these actually look like in the tangible seems to be out the window to some extent. Very, very, very retrograde. Continuing to get clarification right now between the Seven of Cups in its reversal in combination with the Sun card. So there's a feeling right now of both energies, masculine and feminine, coming to a point, recognizing what it is that they want, recognizing what it is that they are going after, recognizing what it is that they're trying, what they truly want internally. Having had to go through a period of deep internal investigation, now moving with a much better sense of purpose, but also feeling some degree of disappointment, some degree of worry, some degree of doubt around what it is that you truly seek right now. Almost something about recognizing what it is that you are truly going after, feeling some anxiety about whether it can truly occur. Can I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Tower and its reversal. There has been a point of crisis on this. What we're really seeing here is that something about this understanding, something about this certainty that you're now moving forward from, it came from a Tower moment. It came from enduring and experiencing a Tower moment, some moment of crisis, something that showed you that something was not moving in alignment to your path, something that got knocked down in a very traumatic way, potentially even caused some rifts around some of this unhealed karmic energy, potentially may have even been incited by these unhealed karmic connections. They did create a sense in you better understanding yourself, and this is why it feels bittersweet. Because even as you move forward from this point with a deeper sense of understanding, a deeper sense of purpose, you are still having to replay some of the trauma that was associated with the Tower experience that caused and allowed you to be in this state of moving forward with this deeper understanding of self. This is a deeper understanding of self. This is a deeper degree of understanding that came at a huge price, that you are now healing from. So there's the gift of the Tower that we see here with the Seven of Cups in its reversal, having this moment of understanding, having this deeper degree of understanding oneself, no longer moving from a point of illusion, but feeling some associated sadness because you recognize what it took to get here, maybe even having some of these events replay within you as you continue your healing journey. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Sun card in its reversal and the Eight of Wands in its reversal. Feeling some degree of pessimism, cynicism, disappointment, frustration, potentially around some situations, circumstances, experiences right now that you are either in no communication on, or you are not receiving consistent communication, or plans are not coming about in the way you would desire, or movement is not happening to the degree that you would ideally anticipate or want it to. Retrograde energy. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with our Two of Pentacles. The problem with this lack of communication is it isn't making an energetic situation where you're ready to walk away from something. Rather, it is creating a circumstance and situation where you're still keeping out some hope for it, but you're weighing other options. The situation or circumstance that is creating the point of non-communication, it's not that you're giving up on it. You're just opening yourself up to other opportunities and possibilities in the space of that communication or those situations not being consistent or not coming through to the degree. So again, you're feeling a bit cynical. You're still keeping a bit of hope. The sun's still here. The sun isn't out the window. You're not abandoning it. You're just feeling doubtful because of the lack of communication, the lack of consistency, the fickleness, the problems. And that is putting you in a space right now where you are starting to entertain other possibilities as a result. Continuing to get clarification between the Tower in its reversal and the Two of Pentacles. So a moment right now of healing from some very traumatizing experiences related to these Tower moments. Finding yourself at a point right now where you are having to go through this healing. And while this healing is beneficial, it can feel very triggering because you often have to go through a lot of reliving or re-experiencing some of these like echoes from the Tower so that you can continue on your own healing. But allowing this to be a moment that you are really, that's what I see with this Death card in its reversal, weighing your options, maybe even feeling like a little overwhelmed or a little overburdened right now because you've got some decisions to make. You're balancing multiple priorities at this moment because, again, something is not coming through in a consistent enough fashion for you to make it a priority at this moment. For masculine, it's about whether you want to make it a priority at all because we see so much anxiety about choosing that priority. For feminine, it might be multiple priorities. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification, final card for today's spread. We like this. We like this because this is in its reversal as opposed to where it was the other day, which was in its upright. This is creating a point of easement. We are seeing here that even while you are recovering from some of these Tower moments right now, potentially even reliving them, potentially even trying to kind of clean up from them, going through a lot of this work, having to potentially experience some of like the reverberative trauma from these experiences. You are also in a space where you've got a lot of new opportunities around you right now, a lot of new decisions to make. Again, coming to the completion of that transformation cycle. And these options, these opportunities, these possibilities are what is creating this easement in your own anxieties and your own fears. It is what is allowing you to truly face and come to terms, to come to grips with some of the situations around the Tower, allowing the Tower situations to come to a point of closure. Because you now have these new opportunities that you're balancing. You now have these new priorities that you need to weigh. It's actually allowing a moment that the pain of the Tower does not hurt to the degree that it did. This is where we see the healing coming in. Bottom of the deck on this reading for today. There she is. There she is. There's our feminine, Queen of Cups in its reversal. So you see how the masculine is coming forward in a way right now where they're feeling a bit of caution. They're feeling a degree of uncertainty. They're feeling some uncertainty as it relates to communication, having some uncertainty as it relates to what to do, even though there's a desire to do something. This is probably why, because for masculine energy right now, there is a feeling that something about the feminine energy that they are concentrating on, they have some deep worries that they're going to be an emotional overflow, which means that this is a feminine that may be in a place that they are not emotionally at a point of stability to communicate with, because either their energy is one where they worry that there's going to be an emotional outburst in the connection, or that this person has pulled back all of their emotional energy from it. While for feminine right now, this is a point of acknowledging that even as you are going through some circumstances or situations right now, even though you're going through some moments of building stability and security for yourself right now, even though you're kind of looking at some of the masculine energy right now with this like take it or leave it energy that we see here because of some of the fickleness that you may be experiencing or considering or believing that you're experiencing. We also see here that the biggest anxiety for feminine and the reason that they're concentrating so much on their own stability is because there's a lot of stuff that they're feeling very overly emotional about. If the feminine is pulled back on their emotions right now, it's not because they aren't feeling them. It's because feminine's in a place where there's a lot of them. The tower moment is still on the table. There's still a point of recovery. Yes, there's still a lot of over emotionality here because there's still a lot of care and concern that's coming through. So a lot of this work towards their own stability is also helping feminine as they struggle with these moments that some of their feelings at times do feel overwhelming. And that could interpret as either an overflow of emotion or feeling disassociated from that emotionality. That is our daily collective read for the day. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. My private readings are done over video with the option of a recording sent to you at the conclusion of the reading. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading, it is a 2-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure that you do both. There are different buttons if you'd like to have a reading. Also, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a reading. I will never DM you. I will never inbox you. I will never tell you that your great, 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 great grandmother sent me to you. The only way you can book a reading with me is through my website. Please stay safe. I want to thank you guys so much for having this reading with me today, and we will do this again tomorrow.